All right, and we are back with the GSMC Wrestling Laureate podcast, brought to you by the GSMC Sports Network. I'm your host, Eric Rodriguez, here every Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Pacific Time, 11 p.m. Eastern Time, here on the GSMC Sports Network to talk about the greatest thing in the world, professional wrestling, from AEW to WWE to Ring of Honor, TNA, occasionally New Japan Professional Wrestling. Whenever big stuff happens in the MLW, the NWA, also Stardom, and basically all over the wrestling world. Like if it's like we'll talk about it here on the GSMC Wrestling Laureate podcast. Don't you worry about that. Just kind of reflect on what we talked about right quick. We had our WWE NXT review. We also had our AEW Dynamite preview, and now we're going to talk about 7 stars rumored to be going to debut in AEW Dynamite before All In. So let's go ahead and talk about that. Before we do that, of course, always make sure you hit up that super chat button, the super stickers, because you guys are super awesome. 1,010%. This show is nothing without you guys. Let's keep this conversation going. Let's keep this flow going. 1,010%. Obviously, we need you guys. You guys need us to give you guys some awesome sports content. No, I'm just kidding. But obviously we love each other. It's just like be a part of this GSMC Sports bloodline. This awesome family of podcasters who care about you guys. Who just wants to give you guys sports updates, and it's absolutely 110% free. Give you guys the Eric Rodriguez guarantee that if you subscribe, I guarantee you happiness. I guarantee you. Who could do that? Who could guarantee happiness? This guy could. Eric. I'm just kidding. No, moving on. So, let's go ahead and talk about some stars that could be going to AEW. Number one, Ricochet. This has been floating around for quite a bit here. I think it's to the point where if it was going to happen, it probably would have happened already. Of course, he's dating Samantha Irving, the ring announcer for Monday Night Raw. And I don't know if he's going to be playing a huge role in Braun Breaker's Intercontinental Championship reign, because the last time you saw him, he was being speared through the windshield of a car by Braun Breaker. So, is it more likely you're going to see a return from Ricochet to WWE, or you see him going to AEW? There's so many I think there's more positive ends. There's more positive sides for Ricochet to go to AEW. Obviously, I think they would utilize him more. I feel like they'd get him, in bigger spots, better bookings, and also, put the brand on top of his back. And obviously, he has a couple of friends. He's been a part of the independent wrestling circuit for a long time, making a whole bunch of acquaintances that are actually fighting in AEW. Now that AEW has partnerships with Ring of Honor, CMLL, also New Japan Professional Wrestling, it's only a matter of time until, Ricochet gets, something whispered in his ear that could possibly turn him. That could possibly turn him 1,010%. I know he has he has a great relationship with the aerial assassin, Will Ospreay. They've had a bunch of matches together, instant classics. So, Ricochet definitely could be debuting AEW before AEW All In. But yeah, we're just gonna have to see. We're just gonna have to see. Next, we have Bobby Lashley. Wow, if Bobby Lashley comes to AEW, it'd be huge. It'd be a bombshell. He's an amazing superstar, an amazing talent, and I think if he comes in, he's probably going to bring MVP with him. You never really had something like this in AEW. You never really had this advocate for this big strong dude that's going to come and take the championship right off your waist. Kind of reminds me of like a Brock Lesnar, Paul Heyman kind of feel. And I feel like that's how dominant Bobby Lashley would be in AEW right now. I'm not trying to throw shade at the talent that AEW has in their main event division, but it's very, very wide open. Bobby Lashley debuts in AEW tomorrow. People are going to be like, why doesn't this guy have the belt right now? And I don't know, it'd be kind of cool to kind of see Bobby Lashley get the respect that he deserves. Just throw some flowers at his name. He's the GOAT. He's one of the best wrestlers I've ever seen inside the ring. Obviously, he doesn't have the accolades because mostly he never gets the opportunities. But this would be a huge spot. This would be an amazing. This would be a huge pickup for Tony Khan to get Bobby Lashley to sign with AEW. This would be nice. This would be great. There's so many potential ways you can use Bobby Lashley. Right now, you kind of have Swerve, kind of being, portrayed as as a bad guy because the whole Bryan Danielson thing. But the way, when he had his interview last week on Dynamite with Jim Ross, I gotta be honest, it was screaming heel. It was screaming heel turn. I was like, what'd be crazy? What'd be real crazy? Like if you just turn and just like, oh, I'm the best. I'm the best thing since sliced bread. I'm the man. Nobody could take me down. And there's a whole bunch of other superstars that are in the main event division, but they're also, kind of baby faces. Or, you don't really have that heel, that dominant heel in the main card division, which Swerve would be amazing at playing. But obviously he had his time as a heel. He's done some pretty messed up things in the past. So I think maybe that's kind of, behind him, maybe kind of having like a Randy Orton role where he's not really, he doesn't care if you like him, he doesn't care if you don't like him. He's gonna go out there and try to get his own. So I don't know, it would be kind of interesting to bring Bobby Lashley into this championship fray of matchups heading toward AEW All In. Next, we have Shelton Benjamin. Shelton Benjamin, there could possibly be a Hurt Business reunion. Obviously, you do have Cedric Alexander on NXT right now, but once when his contract is up, maybe you can try to approach him. But Shelton Benjamin is a very talented superstar. Another talented superstar that was wasted by, WWE creative. I remember after the whole thing with his tag team partner Charlie Haas and the best tag team ever. I think the greatest tag team ever with Charlie Haas and when he was with Kurt Angle. Kurt Angle had nothing but great things to say about Shelton Benjamin, coming up throughout the WWE. But once again, you can't be great if you don't get the opportunities. And it's not that he's not great. It's just that people look the other way. WWE creative was like, oh, cool. We have this guy that could possibly win the Intercontinental. You know what? Do you want to let him win the Intercontinental Championship? Nah. Let's just give The Miz another reign. Yeah, let's do that. Or there was a time when I was watching wrestling, and I think Dolph Ziggler took on The Miz like 3 or 4 times, and I was like, bruh, like, come on, dude. Like, really? You can't really put your heads together and be like, Shelton's a hell of an athlete. He's been lingering around WWE for so damn long. When he comes onto the program, people are like, hey, cool. Shelton Benjamin. He's definitely someone you could put a title on. He won the tag team titles, the Raw tag team titles with Cedric Alexander during the Hurt Business. I don't know. I just think he would be amazing absolutely anywhere he goes. If he goes to AEW, if he debuts at AEW for All In, I think that'd be pretty cool. Next we have Matt Riddle, the original, bruh. I, Matt Riddle, he he definitely has some things to say. Definitely has some things to say. I give him that, kind of staying up on his word. He recently had that interview where he was saying how Goldberg was telling him, "Oh, you should see my bank account, yada yada yada," and it's just like it kind of painted a negative connotation of Bill Goldberg, but Matt Riddle didn't. He doesn't care. He honestly does not care. He had a pretty good stint in WWE when he feuded with Seth Rollins. He was tag team champions with Randy Orton, the Viper Arcade Bro. I was sad to see Matt Riddle leave, but I don't know. I think it'd be kind of crazy for him to make his debut in the AEW. I think that would definitely, most definitely shake things up, add a new persona to AEW. I think this would be beneficial for both of them, actually. Definitely. I know he's killing it on his respected wrestling brand that he's on right now. But if he moves to AEW, I don't know. I feel like that would be beneficial for both the parties here. Next, we have Dijak. Dijak was drafted to WWE Raw, put the hat on and everything, wore red, only to find out there was never really a contract extension. And he never really came to Raw. And nobody ever talks about it. Like, it's crazy. Like, I feel so bad for this dude. I'm like, dude, like, you're being drafted to Monday Night Raw. Oh, we can't really come to terms with the contract right now. We're gonna have to, like, kind of let you go here. Like, you know what I mean? But this is crazy. Obviously, whatever he does, wherever he goes, he's gonna be huge. He was a great superstar. I liked him on NXT, but ever since, damn it, that's crazy. I don't think that's ever happened to a guy where you get drafted to the main roster. They make you believe they kind of gaslighted him, to be honest. They gaslighted his ass. But like it was just so crazy. I feel bad for this guy. Great superstar. Would absolutely love to see him at AEW. All in, maybe with maybe with the group or something. That'd be pretty cool. Next, Mustafa Ali. Mustafa Ali, he says he's done with TNA. That's what he says. But recently losing the X Division Championship at Death Before Dishonor. It's kind of crazy. He lost to Speedball. Mike Bailey, I think it was. He's a great superstar, without a doubt. He's an amazing athlete. Would have been, would have still been killing it if WWE would have never got rid of 205 Live and the Cruiserweight Championship, which I feel like was a huge mistake. But Mustafa Ali could very much find his space in AEW. I can believe that 1,010%. Next, and this is kind of far fetched, but we got to play with it a little bit. What if Becky Lynch goes to AEW? Recently, you had Seth Rollins sign a contract with WWE, but he's injured right now. Maybe he could, after his surgery, he can watch the baby for a little bit. He is not. I When he came back, I knew he came back too soon. He come back from a meniscus. Also, I think he tore his NCL. I think it was NCL. I could be talking out of my butt here. NCL or something. I don't know. But he hurt his knee really, really bad. To the point where that night too, he literally he was like, all right, I'll come out and do something. Dude was hobbling. Dude was straight up hobbling, rolled inside the ring. The Roman Reigns took him out with the chair, and all the fans were like, "Oh my God, poor Seth!" But in reality, Seth was probably like, "All right, the moment I get inside that ring, hit my take me out with the chair, so because I cannot move this freaking leg." So definitely think he's going to be spending some time away from WWE. My projection is probably before Bad Blood. Maybe he has a solid month before he comes back to challenge Bronson Reed to Bad Blood. So that but until, for the meantime, Becky Lynch has been, she's achieved everything there has to achieve within the WWE spectrum. She was part of the Four Horsewomen. Every single time her music hits, people absolutely can't wait to see more of her. If this big fish is reeled in by AEW, she will, and this is, Tony Khan has the money. She is going to be the highest paid women's wrestler in the professional wrestling industry right off the bat. That's a given. Because imagine if people be like, oh, like that's crazy. Rebecca Quinn is all in. She's all in. That's crazy. Probably will be the biggest news ever since like kind of like Cody Rhodes coming to the WWE. She can hold the AEW brand on her back. Just her. Just her, debuting into AEW. It would absolutely be huge. So, although it seems a little far-fetched, kind of had to play with it a little bit here. But I don't know. It'd be kind of cool to see Becky Lynch, kind of just be somewhere else, kind of get out of her comfort zone a little bit. So yeah, I thought that would be, pretty damn dope. All right, guys. Well, hey, do not go anywhere. We're going to jump on into our fourth segment. We're going to talk about Oba Femi, his future. Will he be called up by WWE, Raw, SmackDown, or is he going to stay on NXT? So make sure you sit tight, grab your favorite snack, grab your favorite cold beverage, and join me in about, like 20 seconds.